British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has announced the lifting of several COVID-19 restrictions. Now, starting next Saturday, the country will reopen pubs, restaurants and hotels. The 2-metre distancing rule will also be relaxed to 1 metre plus. For more, Ollie Barrett joins us live in London. Ollie, what are the significant changes announced today?
There certainly are significant changes to the UK's coronavirus lockdown, or more specifically to England, because the other parts of the United Kingdom are moving at a slightly different speed, but not wildly different. From July the 4th, cinemas, pubs, restaurants, hairdressers, barbers, outdoor gyms, many leisure and recreation facilities, hospitality establishments will be able to open with some restrictions in place, which will make life very different from how they used to exist. But certainly many of the proprietors will believe that it's better to be open rather than remaining closed. So certainly on July the 4th, there are going to be many Brits heading out to do some of the things that they haven't been able to do for some months. There will be, though, those different restrictions in place, trying to keep distance between people where possible. But many of these reopenings are only effectively able to take place because the government's also relaxing its social distancing guidelines down from 2 metres to what it describes as 1 metre plus. That means that if you can stay 2 metres apart from other people, do. But if you can't, then put other mitigations in place. That means perspex screens in some establishments. It means visors for hairdressers and barbers, for example. It's mitigations like that that the UK government believes allow more sectors of the economy to open up on July the 4th, because the government says the infection rate, the mortality rate continue to go in the right direction.
And Ollie, Mr. Johnson says that he will reintroduce measures if needed. Is that right?
Yes, he says the government will not hesitate to bring in restrictions again if required. Now, the government hopes that that will be on a local basis. So if you have a flare-up in an abattoir or a school or a hospital, you take local measures to lock down that particular premises, to track and trace the people who may have been in contact with positive confirmed cases and keep those lockdowns local. But the Prime Minister insisting that if the government does need to reimpose measures nationally, it will do so. A very clear warning to the British people that while things are changing, and July the 4th is an incredibly significant date for British people and the UK economy, that he doesn't want people to get carried away. He continues to reinforce that message of hand washing, of hygiene, of social distancing, safe distancing where possible, because the government is all too well aware of some of those countries around the world that are now seeing rising infection rates, and it wants to keep the curve, as I say, heading in the right direction.
Okay, many thanks for that. Ollie Barrett speaking to us from London.